When I think back to the day I suggested creating a time capsule to celebrate my marriage with my wife Anna, I can't help but cringe. It was meant to be a heartfelt project, a way to honor our journey together and capture the essence of our love. After 10 years of marriage, we had shared countless memories, vacations, anniversaries, and quiet moments that felt significant. But unbeknownst to me, a storm was brewing beneath the surface, one that would unravel the very fabric of our relationship. I still remember the warm afternoon in late spring when I proposed the idea. The sun streamed through the kitchen window as I set down my coffee cup and turned to Anna, who was busy organizing our cluttered shelves. "What do you think about making a time capsule?" I asked, my excitement palpable. "We could fill it with items that represent our life together and bury it in the backyard. We could open it in 10 years and see how far we've come." Anna looked up, her eyes sparkling with intrigue. "That sounds like a great idea. We could include photos, letters, and mementos from our trips," she suggested, a smile spreading across her face. I felt a rush of warmth as we brainstormed ideas, a sense of hope blooming in my chest. But little did I know, the very project meant to strengthen our bond would become the catalyst for confronting a painful truth. As we began to gather items for the capsule, I felt a knot tighten in my stomach. The more I watched Anna go about her day, the more I was plagued by doubt. My suspicions about her fidelity had been gnawing at me for months. I had seen her texting late at night, receiving phone calls she quickly dismissed, and wearing a scent that didn't belong to me. While part of me wanted to confront her, I chose to play it safe, using the time capsule as a way to gather the evidence I needed. In secret, I began to slip items into the capsule that told a different story. Alongside the photos of our happiest moments and souvenirs from our travels, I included snippets of information that would expose her betrayal. A printout of text messages that had been left carelessly open on her phone. A photograph of her and another man, taken at a restaurant I thought was just a girls' night out. Each item was a silent testimony to her deception, carefully concealed beneath the guise of a loving project. As the weeks rolled by, Anna and I worked diligently on the time capsule, our shared excitement masking the tension that had crept into our lives. We arranged a family gathering for the big reveal, inviting our closest friends and family to share in the moment. I envisioned the looks of joy on their faces as we unveiled our capsule, the laughter echoing around us, but deep inside, I felt the weight of my secret bearing down on me. On the day of the gathering, the sun shone brightly, casting a warm glow over our backyard. Our friends and family arrived, and the atmosphere buzzed with laughter and anticipation. We set up the picnic table, adorned with flowers and food, creating a picturesque scene. Anna and I stood together, our smiles bright, as we prepared to share our time capsule with everyone. "Thank you all for being here today," I began, my voice steady as I addressed the crowd. We wanted to create something special to celebrate our marriage, and we thought a time capsule would be a great way to honor our journey together. I could see Anna beaming with pride, her eyes sparkling with excitement as she handed me the capsule. As I carefully opened it, the gathered crowd leaned in, eager to see what treasures lay inside. The first few items were met with applause: a photo from our wedding day, a ticket stub from our wedding day, a ticket stub from our first concert together, and a love letter I had written to Anna on our anniversary. I could feel the warmth of nostalgia washing over me, but it was only a facade. Then came the moment I had been dreading, the moment that would shatter the illusion we had created. I reached for the printout of her text messages, and as I pulled it from the capsule, the laughter around us faded. I held it up, my heart racing. "This is a conversation Anna had with someone." "It seems she had a little more than just a friendship," I stated, my voice steady, but the tremor of emotion evident. Gasps echoed through the crowd as Anna's expression transformed from joy to horror. "Sam, what are you doing?" she pleaded, her face paling. "This isn't what we agreed on." Ignoring her protest, I continued, "I thought it was important to include everything that represents our relationship. This is part of our journey too, isn't it?" I turned the paper toward our friends and family, letting them read the damning messages. The atmosphere shifted, and I felt the weight of everyone's eyes on us, the realization of the betrayal hanging heavily in the air. "Who is this?" one of our friends asked, their voice laced with confusion. "What's going on, Anna?" "I can explain," she cried, her voice cracking. "This isn't what it looks like. You have to understand." I pressed on, revealing the photograph of her with the other man, taken at the restaurant she claimed was for a girls' night. "Does this look like a friendly outing to you?" I challenged, my heart pounding in my chest. "You've betrayed our trust, and now everyone knows." Anna's eyes filled with tears, and she looked around at our friends, their faces a mix of shock and sympathy. "I'm so sorry," she whispered, her voice barely audible. "I didn't want you to find out this way." The truth hung heavily between us, and the tension in the air was palpable. I could see the shame wash over her as she faced the consequences of her actions. The facade had crumbled, and now she was left to reckon with the reality of her betrayal. "I loved you, Anna," I said, my voice breaking. "I thought we were building something meaningful together, and you've thrown it away for what? A fling." "I never meant to hurt you," she sobbed, her shoulders shaking. "It was a mistake, a moment of weakness. I was lost, and I didn't know how to tell you." The crowd shifted uneasily, some stepping back, while others looked on with pity. Our friends, once supportive witnesses to our love story, now found themselves entangled in a web of betrayal. It was a surreal moment, one I never anticipated when I first envisioned the time capsule. As the gathering began to disperse, I felt a mix of anger and sadness wash over me. The celebration had turned into a spectacle, exposing the cracks in our marriage for everyone to see. I watched as Anna struggled to regain her composure, her face flushed with embarrassment. "I'll do anything to make this right," she pleaded, desperation in her voice. "I never wanted this to happen." But the words felt hollow, and I could see the hurt etched on the faces of our friends. The moment of reckoning had arrived, and there was no turning back. "You need to face what you've done, Anna," I said firmly, my heart heavy. "We can't move forward until you truly understand the impact of your choices." The days that followed were filled with uncertainty and heartache. Anna attempted to apologize and rebuild the trust that had been shattered, but I found it hard to believe her promises. We had once shared a deep bond, one forged through laughter and love, but now it felt strained, hanging by a thread. As we navigated the aftermath of the revelation, I struggled with my emotions. I wanted to forgive her, I wanted to believe that our love could survive this. But every time I looked at her, I was reminded of the betrayal, the way she had hidden her affair behind a facade of affection. Eventually, we sought counseling, hoping to untangle the mess that our marriage had become. In those sessions, we confronted the pain and insecurities that had led to her infidelity. Anna opened up about her struggles, her feelings of inadequacy, and how she had sought validation in the wrong places. It was a long and arduous process, but slowly we began to find a path toward healing. I learned to express my own feelings of hurt and betrayal, while Anna worked on rebuilding her sense of self and our trust. The time capsule, once a symbol of celebration, transformed into a reminder of the lessons we had learned about honesty, vulnerability, and the importance of communication. As we continued to heal, we made a decision to create a new time capsule, a more genuine one. This time, it would include our stories of pain and growth, a testament to our journey toward forgiveness. We carefully chose items that represented our new understanding of each other and the love we still shared. The new capsule was filled with letters that expressed our feelings, photos that captured moments of joy and vulnerability, and symbols of our commitment to rebuilding our marriage. It was a powerful reminder of where we had been and how far we had come. As we buried the second time capsule in our backyard, I felt a sense of hope blossoming within me. We had faced the storm together, and while the journey was far from over, I knew we were on the right path. The first capsule had exposed our brokenness, but the second represented our resilience and the strength of our love. In the years that followed, we opened that time capsule with a sense of gratitude. It served as a reminder of the lessons learned and the commitment we had made to each other. The experience had changed us, teaching us the value of honesty and the importance of facing our demons together. Our marriage had weathered the storm, and while the scars of betrayal remained, they no longer defined us. Instead, they became part of our story, a story of redemption, growth, and love that persevered against all odds. And as we looked toward the future, I knew that we would face whatever challenges came our way, hand in hand.